All right, I'm gonna do a bluegill pattern this evening. I did these the other night to see how I liked them, and they turned out pretty good. And I'm gonna show you start to finish on how I did these. So come on and watch me work. All right, let's get this party started. As always, we're gonna do a skin pour. I just fill up the mold with clear, then dump it out. Make sure it gets all around. Do the same thing with everything. And I've already warmed these up a little bit on the hot plate. They're just warm. They're not scalding hot or nothing like that. And I just pour it in and pour it out, and that gives me something to paint on. Use pigments, whatever. So just pour it in there. And I got my plastic at about 330, 331, something like that. If it's real hot, it gets real, it gets thinner as it hotter it gets, the thinner it gets. And if it's a little bit cool, it'll be a little thicker on your skin pour. Sometimes that's the way you want it, sometimes it's not. That's how I want it today. So we'll let them cool off and we'll be right back. All right, first off, what I'm gonna do is get my paint ready. I've got the Wicked Laguna Blue, I've got transparent black, and I've got the Wicked Detail Burnt Umber. And I mixed some green. This is opaque green and a little bit of pearl green with a dab of the Wicked Burnt Umber to get this color green. It's almost like a grass green with just a little bit of pearl in it. And I'll be using these pigments. This is Scarlet, and this is Tiger Orange for the belly. So I'm gonna get this all sorted out and I'll be right back. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do is take my green and I'm going to figure out where I want my little stripes. And I found that if you want that top color to show up that you pour from the soft plastics, which is gonna be this color blue, it's kind of like a blue-green. Don't take your stripes all the way to the top because that's where they're the widest. And I start right behind the pectoral fin and I just make a dot. And I'm gonna make a dot on both sides where I want to stripe. That way they'll line up when you do your bait. And you can do as many or least amount that you want. And then if you don't want it there, you can just get rid of it. Just dab with your finger. And just come down just a little bit to start your stripe. And just make it skinny or wide. And this is just how I'm doing mine. And I'm just leaving that top layer with no paint so that you can see the top color a lot better. And this is all I'm doing is just painting it. And I like doing a perch pattern. And if you look up at a bluegill pattern, they're all different. You could do it with brown, you could do it with green, whatever color you want. I like the way that green turned out when I did those others. And so I'm just gonna keep doing this and be right back. I'm gonna get all these striped up. And then we will go to the next step. All right, I'm gonna try my best to show the next step, and that is doing the little earlobe. And I might be better to turn them like this. I don't know that you'll be able to see it while I'm doing it. I'm gonna try to let you see it. I about have to hold my breath because it's so small. And if I mess up, I'll just wipe it off and do it again. So here goes. So I'm following the line. You can see through the clear plastisol, there's a gill pattern on this 4-inch swim bait. And so I just go out to it like that, and then come back and do it kind of like this, and get a little bit of black and fill it in. Just fill it all in. Just like that. And do the same thing on the other side. Do all 4 of these. And none of them will be the same. You can guarantee that. I might make this a little bit longer. Yeah. Make this a little bit longer. Okay. Do this one. Do this one. And it all depends on how much paint you load up on the brush, how good it comes out. It is very, very tedious. Go out just a little bit more. Give it more of an earlobe. That one's about perfect, but I gotta make it the same as the rest of them. There we go. About like trying to draw a shark's tooth. All right, I'm gonna get the hair dryer and get that all dried up before I go anymore, because now I'm gonna be touching on top of those paints. I've got to add a little bit of white outline on there, and then I've got to add the powder in here, and then we'll be, and the blue on the gills, and then we'll be ready to pour the other color plastisol. Be right back. All right, got it all dry. Now this is even more tedious than the black gill earlobe. I've got to put a white tip right around the edge of those. Get a little bit of white paint on my brush. Don't take much. And I just go around the outside, just outline the tip of it. Just like that. It don't matter if you get on top of the black, because that'll never be seen. You just want the outside edge to just barely show. I might have put too much on that one, but it'll show up, that's for sure. Okay, let me go around this one. And then go around this one. Okay. All right, I'll get the hair dryer on that, and then we'll get to the powders. All right, that's get you a close-up of that so far. And now I'm just gonna go with that Wicked Burnt Umber, the brown color, that right there. And I'm gonna come in here and just put little dots in between the stripes. And I mean little teeny tiny stripes, I mean dots, just like you would see on a little bluegill. And you can make a pattern, you can do a random, whatever. If you look at a bluegill, sometimes you'll see just the little tips of the scales have little bitty dots on the tip of their scales. And we do it first, do the dots first, and they'll show up on top of the color, because it'll be first when you're looking from the outside of the bait. Wherever you want to show up the most is what you need to put on first. And I'm talking little teeny tiny dots. Like I said, you can do little patterns or you can do just random. And I know the rest of this is gonna be, down here is gonna be the powder on top, the yellow and red, and the little brown dots will show up really, really good. Just touch it with your finger if you want to get one off. You don't like the way it's too big or it's not where you want it to be, you just touch it with your finger and it'll come right off. And just keep doing little dots. Wherever you want it to be. And just keep doing. I'm gonna get the rest of these done and be right back. All right, now it's time to do the bluegill. And I just go from right here on the bait. You can do whatever how you want to, but this is how I'm doing it. I start here and I work my way down at an angle and just do the bottom, like at the bottom of the jaw. And this paint has got like dyes in it, so it doesn't stick the same as other paints. It's a little more runny, so I have to kind of build it up and just rake it, and it almost does like little droplets. You can put as much blue as you want, the least amount you want. But I do know that it's one of the things that sets off a bluegill pattern is having the bluegill. And And this color blue really pops. It really stands out. I'm trying not to put too much at one time. Put them out of the way and put this like this. And just rake it through. I hope y'all can see the glare is strong on this shiny aluminum Anglin AI mold. Just go from the bottom of that earlobe and just bring it all the way across. I put it in front of the pectoral fin and the whole lower jaw. And once I get it built up like I want it, and then I hit it with a hair dryer and dry it out as quick as possible. And this stuff, it just shows up so good on the bait. All right, I'm gonna hit it with a hair dryer and we'll be back to do the powder. All right, it's time to add the powder. Got the gold or tangerine, tiger orange, that's what it is. And got me a little brush. Sometimes I use this thicker brush to do it. I think I'm gonna try this one today and get, that way I can make sure I get it in precisely where I want it to be. Just dab a little bit of the orange and start back here and just dab it on for the belly. And I'm gonna stop, and this right here is gonna be where I'll do the red powder, and I'm gonna do the orange right here across the belly. I've seen where some do orange all the way. I've seen some do red all the way. I've seen some do bright yellow. That's why I say everybody has their own idea of a bluegill pattern. I'm just dabbing it on, and it doesn't look like a whole lot right now, but when you get through putting it on there and you get through pouring it and everything, it really does show up a lot. These powders really do shine. And if you wanted your lures to really pop or be more fluorescent, just use fluorescent paint and the colors will be fluorescent and show up really good, like you under UV. This is what color I'm doing these. Let me swap these around. Do the other side, just right here, and then work my way all the way down the belly. And their other colors are heating up and just about ready to start pouring. What I'm going to do is, before I pour it, I put it on the hot plate, get it good and warm. I only go like 250 at the most, and then I take the heat gun and I try to get this where it's sticky without melting. You don't want it to melt, and then all your detail just melts right off. So, and the powder will really come off if you get it too hot. So I just want to dab this on here. And trust me, a little goes a long ways with this stuff. Okay. Just knock it off and brush it. You need to thin it down. Just whatever you want to do. This is how I'm doing it. It's almost like I'm rubbing it in like a woman putting on makeup. And I got these colors off of Amazon. Nothing special. Just knock it off on the edge of your table, get the glitter, get that one clean. Now we're done with the orange. Let's get the Scarlet. Stop this from beeping. And let's get the Scarlet, and we're gonna put it in the front right here. All right, sorry about that. My camera overheated, or phone. Anyway, I got it cooled off, and I looked at the footage, and I didn't even show you this. This is the powder brush that I normally use. Today I used this one, and it's a little bit more of a firmer bristle, and I was able to push it in and blend it better. And you can see I've already put the red Scarlet in the throat area on all of these, and now we're ready to put it together and start pouring to do the final step. I've got the hot plate heated up to about 200, let's see, 225. So now we'll get these all put together. I've got the plastisol heated up, ready to pour. I'm gonna get these put together and be right back and show you the pour. All right, I've got the pearl white. I'm gonna start in the tail and fill up the tail, and then let it come down through here. Fill it up to the hook slot. Show y'all what it looks like on the inside. Just right at the top of that hook slot. One more time on this one with a little closer view. And I'm pouring it right into the tail. And then I bring it over the base of the tail, and then I pour it all the way up to the hook slot. Just keep pouring it. And that's all I want for the belly and the tail. Now I've got this other color ready. I'll be right back and make sure it's hot enough. All right, got the top color ready. I had more in the pot than in the other pot. This is a bigger pot, got more color. Took longer to heat it up. It is super hot. And this is all still tacky, so it's gonna make a good bond. And I start in the tail and just fill it up. Just come down through here, fill it up. Keep going. Any air bubbles, we'll get them out later with a heat gun. Okay. And the table's a little unlevel, so what I'll do is I'll turn it and let it get even. And let's do this other one. Pour it in the tail. Keep going all the way. we'll let those set up and we'll be right back for the reveal. All right, there's the big reveal. Let's see what they look like. Make sure all the colors didn't droop down from getting too hot. And there you go. Take it out. Let's see. Take the hook slot out. And there we go. See the belly, the white around the earlobe, the blue in the gills, and throat area, green stripes, dark top, and the white on the tail. The reason I do that, on the swim bait, when it goes back and forth, it really catches the fish's eyes. The flashing. Let's take out the other one. See what it looks like. There it is. Take it out. The hook slot. There it is. And you can see I didn't bring the green all the way to the top, so let some of that, more of that color show on the top. And there's my bluegill pattern. Get these cured up and we'll be back with the eyes and do a little slideshow with the photos. All right, I'm gonna put the eyeballs on. I hope I can do it where y'all can see. I get this from Harbor Freight, and I just put a little dab. I mean, just a tiny little dab right in the middle of each eyeball. If I get too much, you just take a Q-tip and just take it right off. And I'm gonna take this, grab it with my tweezers. You'll have to look over my hands. I've been in the garden. So just drop it in. Push it down and repeat. That's it. Get all these put on and I'll come back with a slideshow. I appreciate y'all watching, and as always, if y'all know of a pattern that you want me to try to do, just put it in the comments below. I'm probably going to try to do a peacock bass pattern next, and maybe a crappie pattern after that. So if you know of anything that you want to see, just put it in the comments and I'll try it out. Thank y'all for watching.